Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we're ready to bring you a Boise State Rocket League match as they go up against Mizzou. Boise State is going to have to be in this for the long haul as they go in a best of 7 against Mizzou. We'll see how they do. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Artemis Rain, calling all of the action for you here tonight. And Artie, we have Gil, Instinct, and Tree Goats, which is always nice that we can have a chance to kind of bring in another new player, but boy, do they have a gauntlet ahead of them.
Most definitely. A best of 7 series is never easy, considering I think we're, what time is it? My glasses aren't on. It's like, it's past 7 p.m.
It is 7:30.
Okay, so probably going to be looking at least 90 minutes here at I think if we're going the distance, 90-minute long game. That's a lot of Rocket League to play, no matter how experienced you are. With that being said, I hope it's a 4-0 sweep.
Can only hope at this point.
But Doc predicted it being a 5-game minimum. We'll have to wait and see. It's all over the place. Truly, it took all of my willpower to not walk up to Instinct, Gil, and Tree Goats and just be like, yo, 4-0 sweep it for me. But with that being said, nonetheless, best of luck to all 3 of them. And, of course, our luck means nothing. Doc's keys mean everything when it comes to
that is true. We
esports.
can yammer as much as we want to up here, but in the end, it is Doc's keys to the game, which is to set the play style, understand rotations, play to follow up, and, of course, employ those sweaty comms. Doc's keys game brought to us by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prize through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. Ready to head into the first of this long series, Boise State versus Mizzou. Let's head down to the field and get ready to see the first kickoff, see how the Broncos prepare for the game already started. Looks like it's Instinct and Gil. Shot on goal by Excel is already going to play the Broncos on the back foot. They're going to try to find their first clear. Jericho pushing up the field, leaves it for Instinct, bounces off the front post. Is there a follow-up from Gil? There sure is. Boise State scores their first.
Took about 45 seconds, but nonetheless, that puts them in the lead. The question is, can they get another and maintain it? Really want to always have that goal differential just to secure any, basically shoo away any opportunity of overtime or a golden goal situation.
Puts a shot high up, leaves it for a teammate, doesn't dunk it down in that situation. So Mizzou has a golden opportunity to equalize it as they slip away from them. Cell face off against Jericho. They played around him and he comes in for a save. Save clears past the midfield marker. Now trying to work into the passing lane too. He tries to set it up for Warp, but Warp whips. Now Boise State back with control of the side control ball.
Jericho is in a 2-on-1. Crims will get a touch. It's going to be followed up by Excel. Breaks to midfield. Whip from Instinct. Gil rotates forward, passes to Jericho. Jericho tries to get a past Crims, but the shot on goal will be taken away. Still in the corner, looking to corral it, possibly create another goal-scoring opportunity. Broncos still maintain possession. Instinct does a back pass. Jericho takes out Excel. Gil goes for the backboard. There's no one there. The follow-up from Instinct gets popped towards the ceiling by Excel. Dunked down by Jericho. It's a 3-piece combo from the Broncos, and that's goal number 2.
It's also a bit of unfortunate positioning. Crims is unable to get the 180. Had very little room to work with in the back of his own goal. Boise State now widens up the lead they have, going 2-0.
Gil off the ceiling. Unfortunately, can't get the ball on the ground. Excel to send it to Crims at midfield. Instinct and Jericho come in, play it to their own back wall. Gil plays it around Excel at midfield. Looks to get it past Warps, gets the shot in, but it is going to be saved by a Warp follow-up from Jericho. Looks like it's going to have to completely reset again.
Instinct pass down toward Gil, and a shot is going to go way back over toward Broncos here. Instinct way in front of the goal for a potential clear. Crims knocks him out of the way, but there is no follow-up for Mizzou. clear goes way back over for Boise State.
Self pops the ball up. Instinct will elevate from midfield. Nose touch from Warp will allow it to get over Instinct. Crims finds the first goal from Mizzou as we have 16 seconds past the halfway mark.
Good working in this position. Durko also is trying to gauge the speed that he needs to be for that save, but moves in there just a little bit too fast. Flies past the ball. Work with a great cheat off the kickoff. Set up the potential shot. Mizzou. Shot back over. Gill has it. Blocked on the goal. Crims as a save. Boise State in a one-goal lead.
Two back-to-back double commits from Mizzou to carry the ball across into the defensive third. Broncos, Durko in the corner, trying to drop it down. Does get it past two, gets it past Crims, who now has to rotate back quickly to the back post, comes in, steals it away from Instinct, pops it up over Gill, sends it to their teammate who looks to play it into the corner as Gill going to take down Excel. Durko in the corner, trying to get it around Warp, plays it off the wall, gonna center it up. Does kiss the ceiling, gets it past one, but can't get it past Excel.
Warp takes the shot over Durtho. Gill is flying right over the ball. Instinct shot back to mid. Self. Not catching anyone in particular, it's more clear. Crims takes it off the wall. Play it off the wall. And double play by Mizzou. 1 minute left. Not quite what they want to be showing.
Excel does steal it away from Durtho. Tries to find a pass to a teammate, does, but it hits that side post and is saved by the game itself. Instinct now rotating forward, has it stolen away again. At midfield, Gill gets a touch to prevent it from fully crossing into Bronco territory. Excel elevates, tips to Crims. It's too wide, and we are at 30 seconds remaining. Mizzou looking for one goal to equalize. Broncos looking for another to put the nail in the coffin and shut the door on game number one.
Up, double touch on the ball. 15 seconds left to make their play. And Crims, the set up, follow up crucial. Gill there with a clutch save, and Warp puts a shot that's just off the front post. Mizzou putting a lot of pressure on the Broncos, and they still could claim it as long as the ball stays in the air, but Boise State is going to ground it. And now they go up in this best of 7. We can take a look at the overall stats, and it's pretty even between these two teams. Neither team really getting in a solid lead in any of the stats.
I'm calling it now. This is going all 7 games. That was way too close for comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is no way Broncos are sweeping this.
There was plenty of times also Mizzou. They set themselves up for good shots on goal. It was just, kind of maybe a consistency issue. Some of the shots were wide. They bounced off some of the posts or the crossbar. Can happen. But that's just a matter of, sometimes you're just warming up. And in a best of 7.
You got time to warm up. There's quite a large safety net, but let's clean up some of them double commits. They're pretty ugly.
Yeah, it was only very, very minor moments for Mizzou that I was seeing any sort of potential weakness. But also for Boise State, they were also slow on a couple of their rotations. There were times when Mizzou did score against them. It's because they didn't it wasn't exactly because they didn't have someone rotating the back post. It's just Durtho kind of misjudged the timing of it and flew past the ball. So at this point, Boise State still going up against Mizzou. We'll see if they can bring it to 2-0 for the overall match, but we have got a long way to go.
First goal last game was scored by Gill inside the Broncos 45 seconds in. Let's see who scores this first one and how quickly in game number 2. Off kickoff, it was won by Mizzou, but Broncos managed to rekindle the flame, bring it to midfield where Warp steals away. Gill elevates, can't get high enough, so it's going to be instinct to bring it off the wall. Send it to Durtho. A whiff from the frontline defense. Battle for control in this corner. It's 2-on-2. Looks like now it's a 3-on-3. Durtho elevates, uses the ceiling to get it past Crims, but it does end up going to midfield and crossing into the defensive third for the Broncos.
Demo onto Instinct. Trying to use some time, but Durtho's trying to make space for his team. Set it up for Gill. That are left after that demo, they almost claim a goal for themselves. And Excel, Mizzou stumbling a little bit in front of their own goal. Trying to find the right clear. Denied by instinct. Gill is waiting for a follow-up. Waiting patiently, but he's going to have to wait a bit longer as Excel pushes it back over the other corner.
Durtho steals the ball at midfield. Loses it for a little bit. Gill comes in to steal it away from Warp. We have an accidental high five between two Broncos. Instinct shot turned away by Excel. Gill demos Warp. Ball is back in Bronco territory as Grimm is sent to the Shadow Realm.
Excel passes to Warp.
That's it.
Beautiful play. Yeah, we're there's a laugh of fear because great play like that, communication. Durtho had already committed on the save on front post, can't elevate up quick enough. Scar's not facing the right, the forward direction anyway. That one save wasn't facing the right way. It was just, he already had to commit on the first goal, couldn't turn around in time. Mizzou up. Excel. Gill. A little bit slow playing right now. And his clears denied by Crimps. Side control still up from 2.
Excel travels too wide. Instinct goes to battle on the backboard. Midfield, ball does get stopped. Finally cleared out by Gill. Attempted clear. It does find success from Crims. Instinct's going to bring it off the backboard again. Lots of volley back and forth happening right now. Not really the game we typically see from the Broncos. Possibly they're trying to make adjustments on the fly, and the next 2.5 minutes, hopefully they can figure it out. Elevation for Durtho and Warp. Ball stagnates at mid. Instinct with possession. Flicks it up over 1, but the save from Excel comes in clutch.
Bunch run into it. Traffic jam on the ground. Able to keep the shot from getting a bigger lead for Mizzou. About halfway through the second game, Mizzou still leads 1-0. That's a beautiful shot by Excel. We see now trails 2.
This is gorgeous. So Instinct tries to clear, ends up going straight back to Excel. Durtho can't get the right angle for the elevation.
And I think that's something that Mizzou, sometimes they kind of throw Boise State off guard by playing sort of the ground game. Boise State is such an aerial team. You can see that with Durtho trying to dribble it toward the goal. He's going to be denied by Excel with the save. Excel now elevates up again. For Warp. Durtho with a double touch, flip reset off the wall. Still a 50. Durtho wins it. But it goes back to Boise State.
Back wall. Warp tries to send it to their teammate, but it was disrupted. Instinct has to get it past Crims. Can he get it past Crims? He kind of does. Gill gets the follow-up, but it hits the back tire of Crims. Instinct collides with Warp to prevent the ball from getting cleared and takes out Excel. Two seconds to find the back of the net. Broncos do not find it immediately. They're forced to do a pseudo reset. Instinct plays it up over Warp, who's going to clear it to the opposite side. Still in their defensive third. And finally, crossing midfield, stripe it, whiff from Gill, and volleyed right back across.
Well, that whiff in midfield actually allowed Durtho to move up and kind of run a bit of interference for the Broncos. Gill gets a demo onto Excel, has an open goal shot. Crims is too fast. We have 1 minute left for the Broncos to bring this back. Mizzou, a team that already was a challenge for Boise State in the first game, is coming alive in the second. To Excel again.
Gill!
Gill! The Warp is still there.
A whole new way of bounce back.
Mizzou now they've recovered, trying to get back into the side control to run out this timer.
Come on, 20 seconds. You can find 2 goals. Come on.
Rams with the pop off his roof. Durtho, possible route of action and bounce it off the front post.
Go to midfield, it goes to the defensive. Probably going to roll into our defensive third again. We have a demo on a Crims. Durtho, I mean, even if we find a goal here, it doesn't matter. There's not enough time left on the clock. The ball is just going to get grounded, and that is it. Mizzou gets game number 2.
Boise State was a little bit more demo heavy in that match. I mean, you look at Gil, he has 6 demos for himself during that game, but demos really ain't it, especially when you consider the fact that Mizzou only had, I think I just saw 3 or 4 shots on goal. I mean, they were heavily outnumbered by Boise State, but it was just kind of the defense for the Broncos really fell.
I mean, this isn't BattleBots, you know, so the demolitions only do so much. We did have that demo, but Crims, the person that is chronically making saves, was still alive. If you're going to demo someone, I think you got to demo Crims.
So now we're back to, as you would call it, it's complicated, reset to best of 5.
We're at a 0-0 scoreline.
Basically.
We're going all the way. I've accepted the fate.
That's not to get your hopes up, for they will be shattered.
No.
I could be a great parent, by the way, with advice like that.
You're just a realist. I understand.
Just a realist, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think going forward the Broncos can do to kind of tighten things up, if you will?
Play your own game. Don't play into theirs. Like, it's really weird to see a team that is not as comfortable in the air as the Broncos are still able to win a game against them because they force the Broncos to play on the ground. And you pointed that out. I agree. The Broncos need to play this to their favor. They cannot let Mizzou do what they want.
Gill double touch and dribble up toward Mizzou's goal. Takes it. Sell. Next pass to Crims. All 3 of them getting in on the play. Demo onto warped by Durko.
Did we make the car change to be more demos, Durko?
We very might well have. So Boise State had plenty of demos last game. Didn't work out for them. We'll see if it does this time. Durko another shot toward Crims. Is going to get a demo onto Warp. Second demo for the Broncos. Durko has this 50. Puts it perfectly aimed. Instinct follow-up. Crims still there.
There we go.
And the third man, Gill, is there to secure it for the Broncos.
Holy cow. I mean, I think the first or second goal in game 1 also took all members of the Broncos to do as well.
No centering quite yet. Instinct chains out on the goal. Whiffs it. That's an opening for Warp. Oh, almost catastrophic. Almost tied it up for the Broncos. Open goal breakaway. Pinches it off the ground. He has it.
Instinct came in, recognizing there was a defender rotating in from the right side. You can see here that we needed to get extra speed on that ball and found it just in time. That's goal number 2 for the Broncos.
That was stealth-like. I didn't even see Instinct due to the camera angle, so I thought Durtho had just pinched it off the ground. But no, Instinct is there. Nice play. The Broncos now up 2-0.
Warp steals it for Gill at mid. Instinct in possession. Off the top crossbar.
Wow.
After boosting the defender, Durtho is going to find goal number 3 for the Broncos, and it looks like they're finally waking up.
Yeah, that second game definitely seems to have been a wake-up call. Any issues they had, they have rectified. Already, if you look at the shots on goal, it's 7 to Mizzou's 1. Boise State run up the score. They indeed will. Durtho, another. That's what can be so threatening about the Broncos, especially Durtho, is they can pepper shots so accurately they just barely fly past the post. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left. Broncos lead 4.
That leads to my question. Instinct Gill. Gill is probably meant for Instinct, but either way, ball's been volleyed into their defensive third, cleared inside by Durtho. That was Excel's shot. Gill tries to clear to mid, gets it to Durtho. Durtho pushes his too far forward. It's a double fit from the defense, but it comes from the side. Instinct centers it up, not enough speed on that ball for a shot to happen. Gill tries to come in and reset, won't be able to do so. Durtho has to make that reset play himself. Gill rotates back, shot on goal, turned away by Excel.
That is more side pressure, more shots on goal from the Broncos, and another one goes through. Boise State up 5. You can see Warped and Crimps, both of them having a bit of trouble repositioning there. No one's really going at that ball with momentum. Seemed like they both were kind of surprised the other was there.
Make sure your rotations are well timed. 50-50 favors Mizzou. That was too wide. Crimps goes for the follow-up, but the backward defense from Durtho finds a clear. And the follow-up shot also gets saved by Durtho. Instinct goes forward. There's nobody home. Leaves it to roll in. And that's the first hat trick going to Instinct.
Another goal for Germany, as it were, because, my goodness, this feels like a Brazil game. Boise State is running away with it. And having some connection issues. Sometimes enough is just called there.
Well, it looks like they have swapped their team, even though you don't think that's technically legal to do so in the middle of a game. Regardless, we will continue.
I think those are computers that are filling in.
Oh. Yeah, those are computers.
So, yeah. Sometimes you're just up 6-0 and you're just, we already want to go into the next game.
And the rule is, even if someone disconnects, if the first goal has been scored, we have to continue to play. You did see that the Broncos also left after that, just to leave the bots to have their little fun.
As much as I would have loved to see, 6 robots fight against each other in Rocket League.
Zero offense, but I think the rule book is clear. All of Mizzou disconnected. Unless they had a technical problem, the game should have continued. So we'll have to wait and see on the ruling on that one.
Well, we are going to just have a little bit of a pause, see what the rules from on high are from the officials on how we continue with this game.
Can I get a doc?
Can
I get a doc? Give me the rule book.
You throwing your flag out there, you want official review on this.
Yes. What is the ruling? Because then the weird thing is that our team also left, so...
Well, I don't know if the game necessarily ends, once they leave or something, because it's like, is that like a forfeit of the game?
Technically, with all 3 of them disconnecting at once, it could have been an instance of power outage. We've dealt with that here before.
That is true.
And, these guys are good sports. They'll probably just let them restart the lobby and redo it. Or Mizzou will just be like, we'll just concede that game over to the Broncos, depending on how they're feeling. Really, it is going to be A, first and foremost, up to the rulebook what in the heck happened, and then B, up to the spirit of the game and the sportsmanship that exists between these two teams. And, of course, their coaches and directors will have say in that as well. So we'll have to wait and see.
But I overall have to think that, the general advice that you gave to them for the Broncos to play their own game is certainly what they did going into this third, because they were back to, the aerial plays that we know them for, the constant team, and it seems like Mizzou was really struggling to find the right positioning on defending because, you often didn't have that clean rotation to back point where they're going at it with full strength. Instead, they were caught up in their net trying to make awkward, 180-degree turns. Sometimes that happens. But Boise State, when we left, they were at 6-0.
Yes.
There technically was another goal, but the bots were in at that time. So against Mizzou full strength, they were at 6-0 for that last game.
And theoretically speaking, we are going to continue as is. Hopefully Mizzou manages to reconnect. Either way, if we have to reset it, we can always do it the super. Okay, yeah, so it was indeed a forfeit from Mizzou just to end that game, going to the next one. 9 seconds have elapsed. No goals have scored just yet. Game number 3.
Mizzou is able to reset themselves. Now moving in. Shot toward Boise State's goal. It's going to be blocked. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
This is why I need an instant replay button and a slowdown more than just this, because what the heck just happened?
Oh, Mizzou. They were trying to get maybe a quick goal to reset things, but all 3 of them were past the midfield mark. They paid dearly for that mispositioning. Zeke now ready to take the ball off the wall. Able to get past the mid with it.
clears it, gets the shot on, saved by Excel. Manages to get around one offense player, but the second came in and ball to Gil. Stolen away by Crims, that defensive powerhouse the Mizzou has had. But Crims is also one who made the first goal in game number 1 and the second goal in game number 2. So you can't be everywhere at once, Crims.
One of the things I'm worried about, though, is I'm not seeing too many achievements in terms of what Mizzou has in their activity sheet compared to the Broncos. That was one thing that happened last game, too, that really kind of set the pace. Gil's going to try to set up a goal off the backboard, heads over to the other corner. The ball is high. Warp is going to just play it around the corner himself, but Instinct knows.
Instinct just forces Excel out of the way and off the path of the ball. And then a follow-up shot from Gil. You can see here, just slapped down Excel and forced them to hit the ground, and then Durtho cuts in. Can't get back up in the air fast enough. That's goal number 2 for the Broncos.
Even if Mizzou was positioned perfectly, it's just very hard to react that fast. Shot like that, shot like this off the kickoff. Crims puts Mizzou back within 1. Oh, Instinct doesn't get the touch that he wanted, and this is stage Durtho not quite finding a way to cheat on that kickoff. So, okay, Mizzou might be back in it. And off the side, trying to kind of fake out Gil. Gil's going to remain steadfast, not fade. Off the wall. Instinct has it. Cleared out with a demo. But it's not enough. He's still there in the goal. Gets a save. It's an opportunity for him now.
Instinct stops that clear. Crims is going to go for the backboard. Play it himself, but Durtho steals it. Excel gets the clear, finds it over Gil, but Gil goes underneath them. Steals it back. Crims takes a shot. It's coming thrown away by Gil.
Crims shot high into the air. Excel in a 50 with Gil. Being able to get a small piece of it off to the side, but near margin he wanted to win it at. A lot of fighting in mid right now. Excel. Nice flick off to the side. Trying to read the situation. Not going to be able to play against Mizzou. Gil is demo. Back ways. He tries to respawn, get a 50, but he doesn't win it. Ball back over to Mizzou's goal. Working around the corner. Slowly, ball into the ground. Crims on the front post, able to get a touch on it. Right now, the side control still mostly in favor of the Broncos.
The Broncos have done 2 double commits, but they're unpunished. While they're still in the offensive rotation. Instinct puts the ball in the corner. Durtho centers it. Gil prevents the clear. Crims steals it. Gil pops it towards the ceiling, drops it to Instinct. Instinct's going to elevate. And it looks like one of the defenders managed to get a nose on it, and then Durtho's shot is going to be saved by Warp.
Shot off the backboard, follow up by Gil to dunk it into the goal. Boise State now leads by 2 again. This is at such close quarters. Gil actually takes his own follow-up. One who's probably in position to save that, but he elevates up a bit too late. Reaction timing issue, I'm not quite sure. Boise State has an even bigger lead now.
2-goal lead with as much time as we have left is a pretty good sign. Much smaller score margin though than previous games. Mizzou still has a glimmer of hope in their eyes. We just need to get one here. Hopefully in the next 30 seconds or so, as we have 1 minute remaining. Durtho with possession from Broncos defensive back wall. Gets across mid. Can't keep the ball away from the double commit defense. Instinct comes in to help. Gil's going to also rotate in, but that means our midfield has pushed forward. Durtho rotated back and cut right into the midfield. Steals it between 2. Loses possession. Instinct's going to try and center it, but unfortunately, I think it hit Instinct's back tire. Didn't center up in time.
Demo onto Warp. Crims whiffs on it.
No.
Durtho. Oh, almost. He would have to dunk that ball at a pretty steep angle to get it. Evades him this time. And as it stands, Boise State with the lead with 15 seconds remaining, looking pretty good. They can seal it here. They try for one more goal. They whip on it. Oh, no. Oh, no!
Oh! You owe Gil a heckin' pizza, Durtho. You just almost, holy McNuggets.
Okay, let's just pretend we're playing golf and take a mulligan. Just move on like nothing happened. Oh my goodness, that would have been very shaky.
Pizza, Little Caesars, Domino's, McDonald's, Taco Bell, I don't care, Durtho. You owe Gil for that one.
I don't know how you get a pizza from those last two, but I'm not going to question it.
I mean, you can get a Mexican pizza at Taco
I
Bell.
mean, that is true. So, you know, a McDonald's, though, they had pizza. But, you know what, I'm not even going to get into that, you know, that fast food history rabbit hole. I think the main thing that we need to talk about right now, and what I think Mizzou really needs to try to bring this back, is a lot of the times that they try to clear, they're clearing it with very straight shots. And we've seen Broncos answer it time and time and time again with just a shot. And sometimes you just need to play off those walls, get a bit more angles into the mix, make it harder for Boise State to predict where your shots are going to go.
And one of the other things is that when you're playing these, as you said, just long shots all the way down, we kind of touched on it in Game 2 and Game 3, just volleying the ball to the other defensive third does not give you an advantage because they can just volley it right back, and the team that was rotating to deal with the long volley is in midfield at that point. They have the midfield control and advantage. You need to be taking clears that have a purpose, have your midfield control, understand your skeleton, and understand your rotations within that skeleton, not just bang it down the field and pray.
Ready to head into the next matchup. This is match point for Boise State in Game 5. Despite a little bit of shakiness in Game 2, they seem to have recovered quickly. Now have 3 games in this series. Crossbar. Anyway, your thoughts, Artie?
If Doc's right, Broncos close it here. If Mizzou really wants to stick it to them, they force minimum Game 6. Which I think they can do. My advice that we gave the Broncos earlier stands for them. Play your own game.
Sell to pass midfield.
Oh,
trying to take the follow-up shot off the backboard, and it makes it. Mizzou's in the lead. You just had to call it out, Artie. You just had to call it out. Beautiful shot, perfectly aimed, upper left corner. Well, okay, we'll see if the Broncos can recover now, moving into the next kickoff. Takes a shot off the crossbar. Gill with a follow-up. A delicate little tap into the goal. Oh, so daintily gets you the ECOT.
Well, if history repeats itself, whichever team has scored the first goal, I don't know, but we've not had a response to a goal this quickly and have the goals within such rapid succession. So we'll have to wait and see.
Gill, though, towards an open goal. Excel is there. Ooh, that's a bit of a faster heart rate than I wanted to experience, but Mizzou seems to try to be recovering now as Warp tries to take an air dribble. He runs out of boost, however, that allows Gill to take it. Durtho setting it up, Excel back to the side. Crims is able to fake out Gill. This could be huge. Oh, Durtho is there just in time.
I don't know how you did that. I'm going to rely on the replay. What?
Well, also, Crims is fighting a battle of momentum here because he's trying to rock back and forth, time it right so that he's able to get a little bit of time on the gas before he elevates up, but instinct just comes in too quick for him. Now Boise State leads 1, but this could be huge from Crims to even it up, and the shot is off to the left. Is there a follow-up from Mizzou? Durtho takes it off to the side, and the Broncos can breathe a little bit. 15 pinched off to the side. More Demo by Dirtho. I'm not even sure that Dirtho intended for that demo. It's more like warped, flipped into him.
Yeah, now we have an open goal, and that's another one for Gil. Broncos leading by 3, just under 3 minutes on the clock. I was really hoping that goal would have happened fast enough after that demo so we could have seen what happened.
I know, I would have loved to see that again. But now Boise State is up 2. Mizzou has their feet to the fire.
Crims whiffs on the control from the ceiling. Dirtho cuts in. It's going to bounce off the ceiling. Uses that to center it up. Does go to XL. No Broncos beat. Mizzou to possession. Carries it across midfield to the back wall. Dirtho will send it inside. Dirtho elevates. Gets it past 1. Doesn't get it past XL. Instinct touches it, double commit from the defense to midfield where Gil was hitting. Prince tries to just push Gil out of the way, allowing Warp to come forward, but Warp sent to the shadow realm by Instinct.
Prince elevates up. Instinct with a slight touch on it. Dirtho takes it. Warp is able to stop it at 50. Back off to the side, off the wall. Listening. Good dribble.
Okay, Dirtho is going to play off the midfield defender from Mizzou. 50 doesn't favor anyone. Cell will capitalize on it. No parties in like gets it to Warp. Warp has it stolen by Gil. Gil challenged by XL. Leaves it to go to the ground, possibly for Dirtho, but Prince uses that moment of confusion to steal it. And is sent to the shadow run by Dirtho.
1 minute, 12 seconds left. Away from Mizzou, unless they have shots like that.
2 goals. Mizzou can do this. 2 goals, 1 minute. It's in Bronco territory. You just gotta get that defender out of the way.
Up, and Instinct has a breakaway shot. Well, Mizzou can do it, but that's not quite the way they should do it. Now they've got a bit of cycle back. This is the play to center it. Instinct trying to clear right into Crims.
Crims tried to trap it, couldn't get it. Now it's XL versus Instinct versus Dirtho. Kind of popping towards the ceiling. XL steals it. Elevation to Crims to make sure it makes it the rest of the way. Instinct was hit by Dirtho's car. I really thought there was no one home. It was an open goal opportunity. Off the backboard, it has a lot of speed and momentum. It's clear all the way back to the Broncos into Mizzou's territory. We have 12 seconds left. They need a Hail Mary play and get it into the back net with time remaining. Otherwise, it is the absolute GG go next. There's no safety net left right now for Mizzou.
And no more options, as even if they scored a goal, Boise State will still win this. All the ball has to do is hit the ground at this point. Boise State has their win. Ultimately, Doc's predictions worked in their favor.
Man was right. I can't argue with him. Like, I just need to not. You were, okay? I just need to not doubt. Man.
You're just jealous because his prediction came true.
I am terrible at predictions, okay?
And we get to make another prediction right now with the player of the game.
I know. Okay. I'm going to present. There's 3 people, and I'm giving 2 options. And the only reason why I'm excluding Dirtho, Emiliano. I'm sorry. I know you're my friend, but you get this often enough. Instinct was the only person to get a hat trick.
Okay.
That is why I'm leaning into voting for Instinct. But Gil got the first 2 goals got the first goal in Game 1 and the first goal in Game 3. But Instinct also got the hat trick in Game 3 and the first goal in Game 2. But Gil also scored the first goal for the Broncos in Game number 5. So
One thing that I think Gil has going for him is that there are also just kind of little micro plays within the plays that help, like Mizzou on their last shot toward the goal. It would have had a clean shot toward the goal, but Gil was under the ball, just pops up a little to elevate the shot so it goes into the backboard. Sometimes it's just those little adjustments that make it.
Okay, we're getting too analytical. We gotta go with what was flashy here. We gotta remember shiny object moment. Object permanence needs to go out the window. I think it's instinct because of the huge demo pinch goal, the chip goal that he had. Okay. Hallelujah. Congratulations, Gil. I'm going to just shut up now.
And I think there really isn't that much more to say with the performance Gil gave here. All three of the Broncos started off well. We're looking a little shaky toward Game 2, but ultimately we're able to get the victory in Game 5 and claim it, and Gil's going to be named your player of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes that a great player can make a team more successful, just like how Idaho Central helps its members achieve financial success. Gil is going to be your player of the game, and it's a good thing he was, because also his coach, Wayton, was staring him down.
I know. Did
fierce.
You see those eyes?
I felt we were like back in the Konami E3 presentation. Remember, there's that one guy standing behind the other guy just staring a hole into the back of his head.
Yeah, Gil is calm, cool, and collected. That type of coaching behavior makes my body freeze up, and I'm like, I am getting judged for everything
I know.
I am doing.
I felt indirectly judged just
Right?
watching it. I'm gonna have Wayton's piercing stare in my nightmares from here on out.
We should make that a standee.
Well, we probably should. Hint, hint, production. But we are going to leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. Don't go away, because after this top 5, we will have one of the Broncos here ourselves to get a little bit more information on what was going on in that match. So you're not going to want to miss that interview. But for now, enjoy your top 5 plays. Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. We just watched a thrilling victory of Boise State versus Mizzou, facing off of them against them in a best-of-7. It went ultimately to Game 5, but the Broncos were able to pull out a victory. now move on in the tournament. And we have the man of the hour, the person who was named player of the game. We have got Gabriel Reynolds joining us for a little bit of a one-on-one talk to review what happened in that last game and chart our course forward. So, let's just take a look at what happened during that last game. It came off of spring break, so how was that, getting used back into the competition swing after having a week off?
Yeah, I was a little worried. I hadn't, obviously played for the good part of the week. I got a little time in, but not a ton. But I don't know. Obviously, my player of the game reflects that, but I felt pretty good. And I think all of us looked really good, despite the time off. So it felt really, really awesome. I think it's only going to get better once we get the hours back in.
And once you get the hours back in moving forward in this tournament, you're going to be going up against a very tough opponent. Indeed, St. Clair is next on the bracket. So how are you feeling going into that match? What are you most preparing for with them? Because they're a very formidable team.
Yeah, St. Clair, bubble team in the East for a while this year. Very good players over there. I know some of them. Spoods with World Championship experience. But I don't know. I think for us, it's just going to be, like I said, getting the hours back up, playing the game again with each other. We'll have scrims this week and whatnot. And we'll just kind of come with our best. I think shows tonight, playing without the hours, still played really well. So I think all we have to do is get the practice back up.
Now, a lot of students kind of get in the mentality, after spring break is over, after Thanksgiving break is over, if it was the fall, we're so close to the end of the year, it feels like, it just ended already, but we still have a lot left to play. So why don't you tell us what you got going forward in terms of competitive Rocket League? What do we still have to look forward to?
So as far as I know, we have a little Mountain West tournament thing that we have to play in. Looking forward to that. I don't know if it's going to be LAN, but we'll find out. We also have NACE, finishing out NACE. There you go. Sorry, my mind's blanking a bit. Level Next coming up. I'm excited to play in that, actually. And then, obviously, the two big tournaments at the end of the year, CECC National Championships in May, and then CRL World Championships, which is the big ticket in June.
Yeah, you've got a lot of traveling ahead of you. So all the best advice I can do is scrim well and get a lot of sleep, because you will need it for the amount you'll be traveling.
That is the truth.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Gil. And thank you for joining us for Boise State Esports here tonight. We want to leave you with the reminder to always stay tuned to Boise State Esports Twitch and ours page on Boise State, boisestate.edu's official site for more updates on what is coming up. You're not going to want to miss those championship tournaments with the Broncos. But for now, this is your host, Jacob Palmer, signing off, wishing you a good evening, and we'll see you next time.